would you guys go, like if it was a reality show produced by whatever, where you guys went on a date? Would you guys do that?
No. I would never go on a date with another man other than my boyfriend.
Let's say you're single. Say you're single.
How much are you offering here?
Yeah, if I'm getting paid, I can be anywhere.
You guys can go to Hibachi first off on the house.
Okay.
Hibachi.
This is not. You got to sweeten the deal. That's not. I could go there by myself.
Okay.
Same.
And not subject myself to headaches.
Well, maybe she's perfectly pleasant on a first date.
Okay, go on. How much are you offering?
$300 each.
Yeah. I'd go.
300,000?
No, $300.
I'd go for 300 because I feel like me personally, I'm willing to come to a middle ground and also change my opinions on certain things. So I have no problem having an arrangement with somebody else that differs differently than me. Maybe I can learn something.
You're very close-minded, Chase.
No, my time is worth more than that.
350? About 350?
Make it $1,000 and then we'll start talking.
Okay, fair enough. Deborah, so with the body count thing, you said that it's not appropriate for whatever. That's fine.
Hold on a second.
Well,
if you scrounge up the funds, make it $2,000 and then we'll start talking.
it's not worth it.
Start an OnlyFans.
Okay. So maybe we could fan fund it. Would you guys like to see that? Like a little, not a podcast
I will
content?
go on a date with Tico.
He doesn't even know her name.
I will go on a date
He knows my
with
name.
Kiko. I will go on a date with
read him.
Kiko for a YouTube video for $2,000 if you crowdfund it.
And then 300 for Kiko?
No.
Is this a startup?
We could
If he
crowdfund
gets
it.
$2,000, I get 25.
Okay. So
Yes.
Deborah, if let's say a guy you were on a first date with, or it's private, you're not on a podcast, he asked you what your body count was, would you have an issue with that?
A full-on, complete answer. I think first dates should be lighter and more just like getting to know somebody. I'm very big on like leave them wanting more, only go for like an hour max. So for the way that I approach first dates, I think that would be inappropriate. But in general, if I'm interested in somebody, I want to date them and they ask me that question, of course I would have no problem sharing. That's between me and them. And if that person's going to end up being my husband, there is nothing I wouldn't share with them. But with the internet, I think the society has become way too comfortable posting sexual stuff and personal information online. At the end of the day, you should respect yourself and you should respect the relationship that you will be in one day and keep taboo things taboo for a reason.
Cheers to that, Deborah.
Based.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, Deborah.
Good pronunciation.
Mazel tov.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, that's a fair answer. That's a fair answer. I think I've asked this question to women. I mean, perhaps we can go around the panel on this. If a guy on a first date politely asked, how many your body count, would you be taken aback? Would you be offended? And I want to add a point to it once you guys all answer. So, Billy, Ray.
I don't know.
First
I
date,
don't
but he's
know.
polite.
Into the mic.
And would you tell him too?
He asks you right
Well,
off the bat.
if somebody asks
not
me and I'm going,
You guys sit down at the table and he's like,
How many dudes
Billy
have
Ray,
you
what's
What do you
up?
want to drink and how many guys have you slept with?
I think it really depends on if this is our first time meeting and we had been talking for a while and there was like some conversation already established and we were super interested in each other. And also if this was leading towards a sexual relationship, I have no problem talking about that. But you said,
I was kidding.
No. I would never lie. If I was going to tell somebody, I would never lie or tell them a false number. I think that'd be a weird first date question, though.
It's totally a weird.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, that's
Weird.
not
It's
weird.
totally weird.
Not
How do you
weird.
bring that up
Not
in a not weird way on a first date?
Well, I want the girls to answer
Yeah.
before I give my piece. But Marquavius, by the way, said he would fund the
Oh,
The date.
snap.
Let's go.
So Marquavius is saying he would drop
$4,500?
$4,000 for
Oh.
Kiko and I to go
Yeah,
on a date.
I
you want
want-
2K?
Yeah, I'm
Where
not
you
going to go any
taking
less
her,
than he
man?
gets.
Kiko,
No,
where do you
she
want to
wants
go for
$2,500.
Wait, will your boyfriend even allow this?
For $2,000, yes, he will.
Where are you taking her, Chase?
Where do you want to go?
He'd be at a table behind us for sure, though. He wouldn't let me go alone.
Oh, that's.
I mean,
honestly,
if Marquavius is funding,
Brian,
it's his
the best
call.
content of your life would be me chasing my boyfriend at the same table because they would gang up on me.
Fuck.
How
My
you going in
boyfriend
for
would
the
agree
first
with him
kiss?
more than he would agree with me.
Chase, confirm.
But we just know how to logically have our differences.
Yo,
without-
Kiko, are you trying to like convince Chase to do a devil's
Pass.
threesome?
Pass.
Right now?
Pass.
He's one.
Pass.
Kiko, you trying to go
Wait,
to
what?
Paris with Chase and your?
Wait,
I will
what?
not do
Oh, if
any
my
Eiffel
boyfriend's there, I'll
Towers.
go anywhere.
I will not do any
I'm
Eiffel
fine with my
Towers.
boyfriend's there.
You didn't get what I meant.
Probably.
Jesus.
You're probably a little too sexual
Okay, well,
for me.
we'll see if he's. We'll talk to Marquavius about it. First date, guy asks you your body count politely, but he's curious.
I don't take it
Taken
like
aback.
super personal. I feel like it's a big factor in every person's life, especially if you're trying to get into like a relationship, to know that like body count matters. So I wouldn't be offended.
And would you'd tell him if he asked?
If I was like liking him on the date, I would tell him.
Okay.
If I didn't like him, I would not tell him.
Sure.
She said body count matters, which is interesting to me.
Mm.
Body count
Eh.
does matter.
Yeah.
If you met the most perfect man in the world and
Based.
then you found out, or same to the girl question, if you didn't ask this on the first date, you go in blind, you're seeing this girl for a few months, you're like, wow, this is my soulmate, this girl's amazing, or guy, and then you find out that they have like a ridiculously high body count, like 30 people that they've slept with, would you completely walk away?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
50 people?
No question.
Like 30 people.
I see why. I'm seeing why it would be a question because body
Well,
count does matter. I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it.
Let me.
Yeah.
I'll get to it. What about you?
I would tell them. I don't think it's like a first question. I feel like you would have to lean into it, but also I think it depends on how into them I am. If I would see myself dating them.
Okay. Sure. Thoughts?
Honestly, just like what she said, it would have to be like, if I'm into you, then yeah, I don't mind sharing that information. But if like you're just being a weirdo, get off my shit.
Wait. Question for you. So you previously described yourself as a certified
Bad bitch.
bad bitch.
Full-time
24/7.
Do you
no
fucking,
days off.
Do you like fucking slay? Like you got mad bitches because you're a certified bad bitch.
Can I
do you
be
got mad
honest?
bitches?
No, I
Do
feel
you-
like I'm somewhat retired. What do you? Okay, wait. Let me finish before I answer.
Of course,
You let me let
of
you
course.
finish. I'm sorry.
Do you get mad bitches?
As in like,
And by the way, are you?
Who do you go for?
Who do you go?
Guys or girls?
Guys,
Or
girls,
both?
both.
I like boys. I
You
like
like-
men.
Okay, you like men.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Because when I drink, like, I'm personally like, I don't like vagina, but like, I'm down to play with some ass and titties. Like, that's
Okay.
fun.
All right.
That's
get
why
it.
I asked Kiko.
Get it.
What?
That's
Okay.
why I asked Kiko
So,
about your sexuality. earlier.
so like,
I'm not.
I don't know. I kind of get the impression. Like, I feel like you got game. So, like, do you get mad bitches?
Honestly, yes. However, let me clarify something. So am I feel like the older that I'm getting, I'm washing them away. Why? Because I'm getting older. I want a man who
Well,
loves me
23?
openly.
You're 23.
Yeah,
You
I'm
got-
23. But
you got
like
plenty
honestly,
of time to
Well, no,
sow
okay.
the wild oats.
Let's be.
Is that how that goes? I
Let's
don't
spill
know.
the tea real quick, okay? Like, let's spill the tea. My experiences from dating are way more different than theirs. I'm a trans girl. Like, men, honestly, like, it's so fucking rare that you ever even find a guy that's being like, let me take you out. Let's go see a movie. Let's go have dinner. No, they're just trying to fuck.
They
I'm a
just want-
fetish. I'm a fetish to like 98% of those fucking guys. You know? So my thing right now is like, okay, yeah, sexually I can probably have whatever the fucking guy I want to.
You sure about
But
that?
no, honestly, like there has not. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like if I genuinely like that guy, or if I like, oh, like you know,
There's nothing
The-
godly about it.
yeah,
Not you, sorry.
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 But like if I'm attracted to them sexually, like I've 95% of the time I'll get it. However, I'm getting to a certain age now, like a level of maturity, where it's like, okay, sex is just sex at this point. I want intimacy, and I want it outside of closed doors.
Yup.
You want something that's not shallow and superficial. You want more than just sex.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I
Clifford a little more.
Yup.
like I crave intimacy, like, and honestly, like that's something that I want long term, and I'm at a level of maturity. Like I said, I'm clearing the fucking roster. I don't give a fuck if you're a fucking football player, if you know so and so person, if you know X, Y, and Z. Like I don't give a fuck. Like
Clearing the roster. What do you mean by that? Do you have confirm or
do you have
deny?
blue
Is there a
checks
roster?
in your DMs?
Yes.
You're just running through famous dudes?
I'm not gonna be like cocky, like, yeah, I have hundreds, but I have like a good amount.
But you said a roster, so like, what question for you? What's the most amount of people that you've dated
All at once?
all at once?
Like in rotation?
Same time, rotation, however you want
Honestly, like 3.
In
Oh, okay.
rotation.
to. Okay.
Yeah, no, like I'll have men. I'm like, okay, this one's annoying me. Like, okay, it's time to clear his ass and let's bench this person right there.
Do you meet
Benched.
men
It's like
through
March
dating
Madness
apps?
out here.
Honestly, okay, so I did the dating app thing. Like I said, it was a full fetish. Like that's all it was. So I
Did you put it
canceled
on
that.
your? Sorry,
So how do they know that you're trans? Do you-
that's what I was gonna ask. Do you put it out
100%.
there?
I don't care how passable you are. I feel like you have to disclose.
Respect.
And this is why.
Very
because
important.
They're especially like
Ding.
like there's like, okay, let's say I go out on a guy and and honestly, I'm gonna talk about this right now. At my job.
Do it. Let's go.
No, at my job, I had an experience with an old coworker. I'm not gonna say what my real job
Say his
is.
full name.
No.
What's his
I'm
social?
not gonna say his name. But I got offended because, long story short, he basically said that if he went on like a date with a trans girl and he didn't know that she was trans, and she is like a fucking baddie, like I'm talking ass, titties, like operating, you couldn't even fucking tell. Like this is the baddest bitch. And he found out that she was trans. He said that he would feel the need to bring out his weapon.
Oh,
So
Exactly.
that's a safety issue.
It's
yeah.
a safety issue. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you are. Like I feel like you can be the most cuntiest, like fucking bad bitchery, like passable girl. I feel like you have to disclose. And I get it. Some girls like it kind of comes to a pride thing too with trans girls. It's like, well, I worked so hard to get to my womanhood and blah 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 blah. I get that and I fully respect it. Like whatever you want to be stealth. But when it comes to a man and especially in dating, and this, like I said, this is my opinion. And like, if any other like trans girls are watching,
a little
or if
closer
any
to the
other
mic.
trans girls are watching, any of the dolls are watching, hit my DMs because, and if I'm saying something that's misinforming, educate me because I'm totally open to that. But I feel like when you're one of the dolls, you have to disclose when it comes to dating because this is how there's things like murders, violence, you know, X, Y, and Z. This is how trans girls like end up in sticky situations 9 times out of 10. Because they don't disclose.
Gotta disclose.
However,
Absolutely
X,
agree.
Y,
However-
X, Y, and Z,
However,
particularly
I
X
will-
and Y.
I
Got
will
it.
say that. However, I will say though that being in the social scene, I can walk into a bar and I'm the most confident bitch ever. A man will still go out of his way, and these are the ones that I'm talking about that are like little closets or whatever you want to call them. Be like, tranny.
I agree.
Like,
I've heard the same thing
Yeah.
from some of my friends. They're like,
But
if I
guess
found out,
what?
because I went to Thailand and they're like, bro, like the lady boys, whatever. I didn't do anything.
No,
Chat.
I mean,
But they're like,
are
if I
technically called
found out that, because a lot of them are really believable. Like they get their
No, they're
Adam's apple
gorgeous.
shaved down, they get their dick cut off, like they get everything done. And I've heard the same thing from like a couple of my friends. They're like, yeah, like I'm swinging if I find out that.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
Sam.
This is
no,
why
I'm
I-
agreeing with you.
yeah.
I'm agreeing with you.
This
Sa-
is why I fully always recommend to the dolls, to all of my trans girls, even trans men, like anybody with
Gotta
any
disclose.
situation like that, you have to
Gotta
disclose.
disclose.
Absolutely.
I 100%. Like even when
yep.
it comes to dating apps, like you asked me if I put in there, hell yeah, I do. The
Mad
fuck?
respect to
Like,
you.
You're
Mad
not. I'm not
respect.
gonna risk myself fucking being in a situation where something stupid could happen to me over something that, one, I could have easily prevented, and two, because I don't want to spend my time with somebody who's ignorant or who
Right.
doesn't agree with me. Then that's on them. I respect your opinion, but you know what? It's not
don't
worth
wanna
my
do-
time.
That's
wanna be with
personal
them anyways.
responsibility that us conservatives love.
Honestly, what's funny?
Yeah, honestly, no, you guys are being really
No,
big
like you're
fucking
being
bullies
rude.
right
I'm talking
now.
about a big
And
situation.
you talk about
here.
side convers and sidebars,
You're
but
right.
you're laughing at her
No.
this whole time.
We're
It's
not-
really fucking
I'm-
rude.
No, like let's
There
talk
was-
about it. Like we're gonna have
No,
to
yeah,
table.
it's
Like
really
I'm
fucking
genuinely,
rude.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not
no.
being-
Hey, listen.
I'm not
listen.
saying this to be confrontational, but like I'm all
show.
for people having opinions and fully respecting them. But I'm not gonna deal with the side laughing because it's not okay.
It's really rude. It's not
because
professional.
I'm
at all.
100% open to hearing your
Don't-
point of view on things.
No,
That's
you,
totally fair.
You act like
we-
this big
we-
old
we were not
Christian
laughing at you.
man of God.
There's just
I don't think a
some-
man of God would conduct himself this way. I'm sorry. There's certain ways to show face. If you want to go laugh about it in your private
Don't
doors.
project onto me what you
Okay,
think a
guys.
man of God would do. I just want to say for the record, I respect you
Sorry.
saying that you disclose that. I think that's a very good thing, and I think that that's
very
healthy
good
for
thing.
society, and I think that more trans people absolutely should do that so that we can minimize violence, because I don't think violence is a good way to deal with anything in this realm at all. And I think what you're saying is good in that aspect.
No, and also let me just finish something by saying that I'm not also saying that trans girls only get hate crimed or whatever, violence or whatever, just because of that. They get hate crimed as well because of other shit too.
Yeah,
but that
which I
is
don't
one,
support.
That is just one of the things that
It's preventable. It's a preventable one.
That's a preventable one from happening to us. It's preventable.
Yeah.
That was my whole point of that.
Again, I respect you disclosing
one
that,
of
and
those
I
targeted
want
groups,
to state for the
regardless of
record,
that.
I don't support violence against trans people. I don't think that's a good thing.
Violence is wrong. I'm glad we can all agree on that.
No,
don't hurt
Violence-
people
We
for
can't-
no
but we don't-
reason.
But don't fucking play with me because